Okay, so today we're going to use our study guide, and that's posted on Schoology. Well, it will be after this class. And we're going to go through each problem. So number one says there are 208 fish evenly divided among 8 tanks or 8 aquariums at a store. How many fish are in each aquarium? So how do we figure that out? So this is a division problem. So you might, on your sheet, you might want to write division so you'll know what to go back and look, study. So if you don't have room, you might want to write on another sheet of paper. So we're going to do 8 into 208, or 208 divided by 8. 8 goes into 22 times. 8 times 2 is 16. I subtract. 20 minus 16 is 4. Bring down my 8. 8 goes into 48. 6 times 8 is 48. I subtract. I have a remainder of 0. So my answer is there are 26 fish in each of the 8 tanks.
I have a question after the final exam. You get to division.
You get to what?
Use a calculator?
Yes, I'm going to let you use a calculator. But not the calculator on your phone. So I have some back there you can use, but not the one on your phone. Because you can look up these problems on your phone. Not that you would do that. Okay, number 2 says find the least common multiple of 10 and 24. So we want to use our upside down birthday cake method. Okay. Now, they're both even numbers, so what goes into 10 and 24? 2. So I'm going to write my 2 out here. 2 goes into 10 how many times? 5. And 2 goes into 24 how many times? 12. And I see you're getting your paper. I encourage you to write how to do these and not the answers, just the answers, because you won't have these exact same questions on the test. And so you sitting there looking at a 26 on number 1, and you don't know how to work it.
No, I wrote down.
I'm just saying that because I'm recording. Okay, so how do I find what goes in 5 and 12? 1. So we're 1 and done. So how do I find the least common multiple from this setup? What do I do? What do I need to do? Remember, least common multiple starts with an L. So think about your L. That's like a big old L. So my least common multiple is 2 times 5 times 12. So you multiply everything in the L. Okay, and that's 120. That would also be your least common denominator if you were trying to find that, if you were doing fractions. Now, number 3 says find the GCF. So all 3 of these, the L, that's my LCM. My GCF is just this number right here. So my GCF is 2. Number 4, and we're staying on the concept of GCF with this actually. We're just not adding those we're not going to just add those together. Number 4 says complete the equation to show how to use the distributive property to express the sum of 42 plus 35 with the greatest common factor. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my upside down birthday cake method, and I'm going to put my plus there so I know that's what I'm doing. So what goes in 42 and 35? An equal number of times. Think about factors of 42. 7? Yeah. So 7 goes into 42 6 times. 7 goes into 35 5 times. 6 and 5, the only thing that goes into them is 1. So we're at 1 and done. So we have 7 times 6 plus 5. So we just use the distributive property to express 42 plus 35 with that sum being multiplied by the GCF. And that kind of makes it easier to add because that's 11. 11 times 7 is 77. Well, easier to do mental math. Okay. Number 5 says choose the expression that is equal to 95. So I'm going to work backwards. Option D says 175 minus 9 squared. 175 minus 9 squared is not 9 times 2. It is 9 times 9. And PEMDAS says we do multiplication before we do subtraction. So 9 times 9 is 81. I wrote that backwards. 175 minus 81 is 94. So it's not option D. Option C says 4 cubed plus 30. And 4 cubed is 4 times 4 times 4. 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 is 16. 16 times 4 is 64. So that one also adds up to 94. You know I already worked this, and I'm just doing this for dramatic effect. B is 125 minus 3. Is that 3 to the third power on B? Yeah. Okay, so 125. 3 to the third power is 3 times 3 times 3. That doesn't make sense. 3 times 3 is 9 times 3 is 27. So 125 minus 27. Okay, 15 minus 7 is 8. 11 minus 2 is 9. So option B is 98. And yeah, we can see over here. So my last one, option A, which you probably guessed is the answer, is 7 squared plus 46. 7 squared is 7 times 7, which is 49. And 9 plus 6 is 15. 4 plus 4 is 8, 9. So that's 95. So my answer is A. On number 6, we're adding fractions. So 8.91 plus 4.5. So this is number 6, 8.91. So what is the thing we have to remember about fractions? Yes, I mean about decimals. Okay, so what's the thing? Let me finish this one. What do we have to remember about decimals?
You have to move it.
You have to line the decimals up. Okay, so there's nothing right there, so we'll just stick the 0 there. 1 plus 0 is 1. 9 plus 5 is 14. Carry 1. 8 plus 4 is 12, and 1 is 13. Bring your decimal down, lined up. All right, we'll pause for a second. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, so number 7 says evaluate 1/3, this is number 7, divided by 1/9. And remember, with dividing fractions, we do keep, change, and what's the last one? Flip. So keep, change, flip. 1 times 9 is 9, 3 times 1 is 3, 9 divided by 3 is 3. Yes? Can I do what? Flip the light.
No, you put flight.
Oh, I put flight. Thank you. Flip. Yes, ma'am.
I need a pencil. I feel like you can flip.
Yeah, keep change flight. Okay, so number 8 says write the phrase as an expression, 6 less than a number p. So that means I'm going to take p and I'm going to subtract 6 because it's 6 less than p. 5 less than 12 is 7. So that would be 12 minus 5. So the same thing, 6 less than a number p is p minus 6. That's number 8. Now, number 9 says identify the coefficients. Do you remember what the definition of a coefficient is?
Identify the number? The letter?
It's the who?
The letter?
The letter? It has something to do with the letter, but the letters are called variables. So what would we call the coefficient?
I don't remember.
It's not the letters. Oh, we got notes. So if it's not the letter, what else is left there? Like in this term?
A number?
The number. So maybe the coefficient is the number in front of the variable, because those letters are called variables. So this 5 is in front of x and the 8 is in front of y. So when they ask me for the coefficients, I'm not going to write the variable. I'm just going to write the number. So the coefficients are 5 and 8. And 9 is called a constant because it doesn't change. Variables vary, but numbers with no variables don't change. Number 10, we're going to use the distributive property. Now, I don't want to write that because that's going to take up my space there. The distributive property, let me change colors briefly. Okay, so I'm going to multiply 3 times x, and I'm going to multiply 3 times 6. That whole expression is 3 times the quantity, x plus 6. The quantity means I got something in parentheses. So as you go into higher math, you'll start hearing the quantity or minus the quantity. That means it's in parentheses. Okay, so I'll do 3 times x, which gives me simply 3x. This is 3 times x. Then I do plus, because there's a plus right there, 3 times 6, which is 18. So you work it out, and then you match the expression. So which one of these does it match? Did you write this part down? You need to. Okay, number 11 says use the formula P equals 4 times S. Let me put some little things there so it doesn't look like a 5. To find the perimeter of a square with the side length S equal to 6. So what I'm going to do is take this 6 and substitute it into this formula for the S. This is the perimeter. This is the perimeter of a square formula. So 4 times 6, what is it, inches? Inches. So my perimeter is 24 inches. And somebody said, I thought you're supposed to square the side. When you square the sides, you're finding the area. The area of a square is the side square. So area would be 6 times 6, which is 36. But the perimeter going around, you just add up the sides. Okay, I'm going to stop the video here and start another one up so it won't be